It's Bronzebird here with another video. Before I begin, like and subscribe. Thank you. So, I've just been seeing a lot of brothers making this whole entire conversation about the reality star or groupie. She's not a reality star, excuse me. Groupie, socialite, whatever you want to call it, named Brittany Renner. Now, you got a bunch of these brothers out here who got mad at Kevin Samuels about having an interview with Brittany Renner, which is something I'm going to explain a little bit on in this video. But how ironic I find it that we're having a conversations about these quote-unquote hoses winning and all these different things. Be careful out there, fellas, and all this dumb shit. I believe at the end of the day, you learn how to deal with women from your father. And if you don't have a father figure, so that you can understand the nature of women and how conniving they could be, how nice they could be, whatever to that caliber. A lot of men today, and it was very disappointing to see that, brothers. It was very, I just want you to know how very disappointing it was to see y'all hop on a panel and go hop on Kevin Samuels' stream because of the fact of the matter he had an interview with Brittany Renner. Let me tell you guys something, man. Regardless of revering someone like Brittany Renner as a whole or this, that, and the third, number one, she's honest. I'll give her that. And number two, my thing is, y'all don't even understand that this was for strictly marketing purposes. Y'all uphold Kevin Samuels as a love guru. Some of y'all call him a god. Y'all giving the dude too much credit, and more or less, y'all are giving him the title that he shouldn't have. He's a public figure of today's whole entire social media age. Okay, that's what we should have him remain as. But I'm gonna give more of my perspective as this video plays. So peep. You surprised, bitch? You ain't never seen a group of so-called black men? I mean, I'm pretty sure since you've been to a lot of NBA games and hotel rooms with NBA players. I mean,
yourself and let's go from step A to Z, because we got to kind of show these guys the other side of game, and that's why you gracefully blessed us with your presence so they can understand.
And I get it, because a lot of people want to make women like this a hot topic of today, but you know, this is the complications of when people talk about game. What I don't understand about certain people when they talk about game is that it's just merely being able to analyze and understand the environment in which you live in, and men being smarter about the type of woman that they're dealing with. That's all game is to me. You understand exactly what type of woman you're dealing with, and you treat her accordingly. If she's a hoe, then you just leave her as a hoe. You do your business and you take care of it, that's it. If she's anything else and you're looking for a serious relationship, then you take the other gestures you have to take in order to make her your woman.
Then, from your point of view, how this game is played.
So my name is Brittany Renner, aka Bundle of Brittany on Instagram. I have been on social media for almost...
Joe took notes all year, but now and that's how the game starts, with the phone.
Right.
They going on Instagram and they see you. And what happens? They try to get off in them DMs. And kind of take us on the journey of how this is played out.
I mean, honey, like, I feel like my DMs, it's like a Nike store. There's nothing but check. So it just, for me, I feel like
Hold on. They missed that game.
My nigga, what game? basically, when they're talking about blue checks, they're only talking about someone who has enough followers on Instagram, Twitter, or whatever have you, that's verified on being a public figure or someone of importance by social media standards. What the fuck? What is this game shit that dudes talk about? This is just a regular old hoe, a regular old broad, like any shorty that's attractive, and they do their whole entire Instagram, IG thought ways and IG model stuff like that. Of course they're gonna get dudes in their DMs with a blue verified check. It's pathetic, man.
Nothing but blue checks.
They missed that game right there. She says like a Nike store.
It's like a Nike store. There's nothing but blue checks. So on.
Bitch just tried to do like a whole entire metaphor, simile and stuff like that, and Deion Sanders all googly-eyed, all because she said that shit, man. What was the metaphor? Like her ass? You know what I mean? The metaphor is like, come on, man. Like, this shit was corny at best. Nice attempt, though, but
honestly, when you reach a certain status, you can have the pick of the litter. So for me,
she don't mean checks, paper. She mean blue checks.
I'm talking heavy. Some of y'all's favorite rappers, NBA players, football players. It's
because the fact of the matter that you're an attractive woman in their eyes, and all these dudes wants to do is fuck. I mean, I don't understand what a lot of these women think that they're like queen and goddess because they got a couple of dudes that might be heavy entertainers or rappers or social media presence. Like, you're not, besides that value, you're not important. You're just a regular old broad just talking shit. And I don't understand what the fuck this game is supposed to be about. Any old hoe and any old IG model, thought, or whatever you want to call it, that don't even have a blue check themselves can get blue check verified accounts on their DMs. Please.
It's like, to me, once you reach that level just of popularity, the world is your oyster. You can do whatever you want. And for me, my whole journey on here, I felt like my life almost felt like I was in Disney World, like I lived in Disney World. Like, you get to skip the line, you get privilege. Like, people just want to be.
Yes, because the high life, in which is the whole entire devil's working, you're sent out there for an agenda. Brittany Renner is out there for an agenda her damn self. She's being uplifted as a narcissist, as a narc, as one of those type of women in society that they're trying to gear the woman to be. One that don't care, one that intentionally uses men, and woman out there that could go ahead and use a man's sperm, which a lot of these women in society is using y'all brothers for when having a baby, and then forget all about you, even though you might be a prominent figure. That's what Brittany Renner is out there for. She's a narc. So of course she's gonna get all these privileges and all these different things like that because she's playing the quote-unquote game of Lucifer.
Want to be next to you. They don't even see you as human anymore. And you can either, use it to your advantage and maybe abuse it, or you can, try to make something happen. So a lot of guys who are in my DM, you're in my DM because I'm Brittany Renner. So naturally.
Well, now that's the case, but before they was just in your DM because of the fact of the matter you had a large following. Just like any old broad that puts out pictures that's showing their curvaceous body and their figures, and they're doing IG model or IG thought posts just like everybody else. That's why a lot of these people are honoring this woman, Brittany Renner. And frankly, I don't get it because she's not anything special. You understand?
If you play a sport, it's kind of like, well, that's an incentive to talk to you. A lot of times, women, men in general, everybody wants something.
Thank you.
Everybody wants something.
I agree with that.
It's like, even if we both have our own thing going on, me still being with you is a good look because you boost my stock. Just like you boost my, you know what I'm saying? Like, I boost your stock. It's just that simple. It's kind of like a give and take, but you have to be aware of what you're signing up for.
And this is where I also agree with her at. I mean, at the end of the day, her being a public figure and having these other guys with her, she's gonna go for the cream of the crop. Or she could be sent out by a publicist to be with the cream of the crop to add on to a profile as being the socialite. A lot of these socialites is like that these days. You don't have to be talented. You don't have to have no type of anything. You have to go around the right crowd, You probably have to do some outrageous things, or you have to fit into the mold of their agenda when it comes to the socialization of things in order to get to where you want to be as famous, quote unquote.
You want to make it to the NFL, and it's kind of like, you do understand there's a lot that comes with that, right? There's gonna, to be able to decipher who really loves you for you, I think that's like the $1 billion question we're all wanting to know.
This is how the game is played. Please know that. We're putting you up on game because some of y'all gonna make it. I hope, pray all of y'all make it. Even if you make it in the business world, that's a whole nother category of game. In that world too, they just dress it up a little different.
Yeah.
The game is the same. Only thing changes your name. That's the new stuff I just said right there.
You are useful, and it's better to be useful than useless. So you just have to have that understanding that, okay, I have something to offer, whether it's financial, status-wise, whatever. And people do see that as a bonus to be with you. There's nothing wrong with that, because both of you can have stuff going on, but you just have to be aware nobody is just here for nothing. It's just about figuring out who could be there during the times of adversity. And you would only know that going through adversity. Like if you had an injury and you weren't able to play, or just for even a short amount of time, there are just certain things you're going to have to just see for yourself.
And I understand that, and I agree with that. I'm not going to, come at it at a negative perspective because she says that. I mean, yes, everybody's useful for something. You're put on this earth to do something. You're put on this earth to be used for something, depending on what it is that you're talented or what you're gifted with at the end of the day. But of course, like I said before, there's always reasons why people are out there. There's no reason why Brittany Renner is not. There's a reason why Brittany Renner is out there as Brittany Renner. There's a reason, besides this whole entire PJ Washington whole entire thing, there's a reason why she's out there. There's a reason why she's getting more employees, or she's getting more recognition as that girl that's currently PJ Washington's quote unquote baby mama. Okay? She's being used for a purpose. And let's not forget, purposes, when I say purposes, I don't want y'all to think purposes is always good. There's reasons why purposes is used for the good, and there's reasons why purposes is used for the bad. You have to make the discernment on which is which. And in my honest opinion, maybe Brittany Renner may be, because she does sound intelligent, and contrary to what some may think. I think a lot of brothers is just mad because when you see a woman like this and you hear the rhetoric she comes with, of course, naturally in your mind, you're like, oh, this woman is using the men and she's getting away with it and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. But let's not forget, fellas, when you are focusing on the lust, you're going to wind up missing the most important part. And the thing about it with women like Brittany Renner, they pay attention to the weakness in men. They're able to point out all the flaws in you men because you're so focused on the fact of the matter that she has a pretty face, a fat ass, and nice titties. What, y'all forgot that song that came out in the early 90s with Belle Biv DeVoe? That girl is poison. Never trust a big butt and a smile, man. Otherwise than that, you brothers be careful.